Today's video is sponsored by Into the AM. Into the AM is a men's clothing label with a huge variety of eccentric designs and products such as graphic tees, basic tees, jackets, hoodies, underwear, lounge shorts, and much more. I even have a couple items myself. They are shrink resistant, which is a breath of fresh air for someone as tall as I am, and they are extremely soft and cozy, another must for me because, you know, I like wearing clothes that actually feel good. And you can get 10% off if you use my discount code in the description box below. Be sure to check out my partners at Movie Scene Canada, and if you want to support the channel, please be sure to check out my Patreon page to take part in monthly hangout watch-alongs, watch content early, and be entered to win copies of movies every single month. Now, onto the video. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and I was able to see Mrs. Arris Goes to Paris a little bit early, and I'm here to give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review and tell you if it's worth a watch today. Now, before I get into the review, let's address the elephant in the room. Mrs. Arris Goes to Paris is clearly not made for my demographic. If you take a look at me, you might go, hey, you know what? That guy looks fairly unintelligent. He probably likes Michael Bay movies. He probably likes the MCU and Star Wars. Or you know what? He looks like Rooster from Top Gun. He probably likes Top Gun Maverick. It's probably true. However, you look at Mrs. Arris Goes to Paris and you go, okay, this movie is about an older woman who loves fashion and wants a dress from Dior. You know, this movie's gonna probably be geared towards women, generally older women, and generally women who like fashion. I am none of those things. So, you have a man like me watching a movie like this. However, I've said this many times on this channel. I will watch a movie about anything as long as it has these three things. Number one, it has likable and interesting characters. Number two, an intriguing and entertaining story. And three, an emotional investment. From me, the viewer. It's like a piece of cake with the three layers, where the action and the comedy is basically just the icing. And if a movie is just action and comedy, but there's no substance to it, it is just like eating a bunch of icing. And I gave this movie a shot, and I gotta say that I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend this movie to almost everybody. And I think the big reason for that is that Mrs. Arris, as a character, Ada, is amazing. She is a wonderful protagonist. She plays that cute, charming, sweet old lady, but she's got some spunk, she's got some energy, she has some youth and exuberance in her. When she gets mad, she swears. She doesn't just turn into that little like, I'm so sorry. Like, she actually uses some of that British slang. She'll drink wine straight from the bottle. Like, she's a ton of fun. And she doesn't really care what people think about her. I love when characters just roll with the punches. Now, there is a scene in the movie, minor spoiler, where one character is going, why do you want this Dior dress? You know, these Dior dresses are made for supermodels and for people who are beautiful. Why would you want to buy it? I know it'll make you feel good, but you're nobody. You're invisible. And of course, that hits home with her. You know, nobody wants to be told these things. She feels sad for a couple minutes, and then she's like, you know what? Snarky comeback, and she moves on with her life. Great. And she has a dream. She's working as a maid in a lot of these rich people's houses or flats in London, and she sees this elegant, wonderful Dior dress, and she's just like, I would love, just absolutely love to own one of these extremely expensive dresses. And even though it's a pretty simple want on the surface, there's a lot more beneath that about her character and about her wants and motivations, what that dress really represents. But we've all had that. We've all dreamt about owning that really nice sports car, owning that really nice house, going on that dream vacation, about that dream girl or guy that we want to date. We all have had that one dream, and because we really like this character, we really want them to succeed and get that dream. So it's a very easy story to get behind. You want to see this woman who has been through a lot in her life. She has been down with her luck in terms of money. She's disrespected at her work. Her husband died in World War II. She feels all alone. She doesn't feel seen. She doesn't feel valued. And she just sees this dress and she's just in love with this dress. She wants to feel like she matters again. She wants to feel seen. She wants to feel elegant and important. That's what this dress really represents. And wearing it would give her this confidence. And because we like this character, of course we want her to get this dress. And along the way, this movie tackles a lot of great life messages, like life is full of unexpected things. I know that's like the typical Forrest Gump answer, but when Mrs. Arris finally gets enough money, she buys that ticket to Paris and she meets so many different people. She goes through all these different experiences. She grows as a person. She goes to all these different places and her life changes forever, but she had to make that step. She had to save up the money, and with a little bit of luck, she stepped out of her comfort zone and her life changed forever. You know, your life's never gonna change if you don't do anything about it. Stepping out into the unknown, that's where the magic happens. This movie also tackles the subject of people pleasing. Now, I feel like a lot of people nowadays suffer from this. I used to. Every single person, I felt like I needed their approval for some reason. I needed to please them. I always had to say yes. I couldn't say no. I always had to make sure that they were having a good time, not even thinking about if I was having a good time. And Ada Harris, Mrs. Harris in this movie, definitely feels that. She's just that kind, sweet old lady. She doesn't want to rock the boat too much, but she's just a very kind person. And this movie teaches us that kindness will be rewarded by the universe, by society. However, your kindness can be exploited by people if you let them. So definitely make sure that you have your boundaries up, because your kindness can be exploited by people who want to exploit you. It also talks about being seen, being valued, and how confidence can come from within a person as opposed to coming from external sources. And of course, this is an obvious one, but people are not always as they seem. People like to lump their personalities and their professions together. Oh, Mrs. Harris, the cleaner. Oh, here's Natasha, the model. Oh, she's probably going to be going to premieres. She's going to all these different fashion showings. She doesn't want to eat dinner with us, but she's like, no, I want to eat dinner with you guys. I want to talk about philosophy. It's a model in the movie that Mrs. Harris becomes friends with. And we realize that, you know what, she's not just some ditzy model. She's not stuck up. She's not, you know, this entirely stereotypical version of what a model is supposed to be in society's eyes. And for me personally, that's kind of the allegory for this movie. Of course, me being who I am, a man in his late 20s watching a movie that is generally gonna be targeted towards older women who like fashion, I might just look at the poster and go, oh, it's not for me, but I gave the film a chance and I really did enjoy it. Now, I will admit, fashion really isn't my forte. I try to dress as nice as I can, but, you know, sewing and being a seamstress is not really my interest. And there's a lot of shots that are like lingering about the dresses and the hats and the really long gloves that go up the arm. A lot of costume montages. And I'm like, okay, for someone who really loves fashion, they would really enjoy this, but I'm just not that person. So I'm like, okay guys, let's move it along. But you know what though? If people love fashion, they will love those scenes. I also laughed way more than I thought I would. Paris looks beautiful, even though you do see a lot of garbage on the side of the road. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris really surprised me. So for a rating, yes, I cannot believe this. Going into this movie, I did not expect to give out this rating, but Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris gets a 4 out of 5 from me. I really enjoyed this movie, guys, and I hope that you guys will too. So what do you guys think of Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris? Now you know my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comment section down below. I read every single comment, good or bad. I read them all. Hit like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.